Now, crews think they've searched 3 of the floors and they now have 4 more to go. And this morning we have team coverage from downtown. Good morning and thanks for being with us. I'm Celine MacArthur.
And I'm Mike Tolbert, live just a block away in front of that parking garage collapse that happened yesterday. The search is still on for that one construction worker still listed as unaccounted for. Willie Edwards, a 26-year-old father of 2. He was last seen by his uncle, a fellow construction worker at that site, who saw him just as that garage collapsed yesterday. Now, this is a 6-story parking garage that was under construction at the Berkman Plaza 2 condominium. It's just across the street from JSO headquarters. Now, during a shift change around 6 a.m. yesterday morning, the garage collapsed. Dozens of workers were inside. 23 people were taken to area hospitals. Most of them received only minor injuries and are at home this morning. 2 are still in serious condition at Shands. Now, yesterday, overnight, as crews went and searched through that rubble, there were 2 things that really hampered them. Number one, the darkness. They really couldn't get in those small, tight spaces that they wanted to. Number 2, when that collapse happened, wet concrete was being poured. That concrete has since hardened, and that has further made that search and that rescue effort even more difficult. They are really waiting for daylight right now so they can get in those small, dark spaces with human teams, with dog teams, and also bring in some heavier equipment to lift that heavy concrete. Celine?
Mike, the search is the #1 priority, but there is an important second question. What went wrong? How could a 7-story structure just come tumbling down? And you've been uncovering some interesting information about the construction of the garage.
That is true, Celine. With any construction project, there is a huge paper trail that documents everything that goes on, from laying the foundation to pouring concrete to even putting up a wall. There are also inspection reports that are compiled pretty much on a daily basis. We went downtown and pulled the inspection records for the Berkman Plaza 2 garage. And like any construction project, you will find problems that crop up and are corrected. One thing we noticed in a recent report from October were cracks in columns and other garage structures. Now, there is no indication, and I repeat, no indication that that had anything to do with Thursday's collapse, but it is one of the tools investigators will use when trying to figure out exactly what went wrong. Structural engineers, they have been coming on scene ever since yesterday. They will mainly rely on evidence, though, gathered at that scene. We talked to one structural engineer who told us what they're mainly going to be looking for.
To kind of look at it and say, you know, which was the first failure. They have to interview everybody that was there, get an idea of what happened, what'd you hear, what'd you see, what was the very first thing that slipped that caused this total disaster.
Now, Choke Construction, the company that manages the construction project, released a statement saying right now there is no determination as to the cause of the collapse. Upon completion of rescue operations, there are teams of professionals from all over the country assembled to begin this investigation. Now, first and foremost right now is the search for that construction worker who is still listed as unaccounted for, Willie Edwards, that 26-year-old father of 2, and there have been an entire team of folks out here supporting those rescue teams who have been pouring over that site since yesterday. I'm now going to bring in Denise Douglas, and you talk with the Red Cross. What is their role here in helping the family and also the support staff out there at the site?
Yes, Mike, the Red Cross is providing counseling for the family here. The Red Cross has also set up a mobile unit in